It figures. I've got the camera with me, but I didn't have it turned on. I'm getting ready to film the intro for today's upload. Thanks for joining me. A guy pulls up next to me and he says, "Hey, excuse me, is that a Corvette that you're driving?" And I said, "Yes, sir, it is. It's a 2021, thank you." And he goes, "Well, it doesn't look anything like the 1963 that my brother had." He says, "But wow," because I thought it was one of those exotic car Lamborghini things. He goes, I didn't even think he knew what a Lamborghini was, but he thought this was one. It's the stuff that we talk about on this channel. Thanks for joining us. Let's get started. Yes, I am proud. Now I know why vloggers wear sunglasses. I am proud to have this Corvette. We show respect to ZORA, but I'm proud that my Corvette is the first one ever in the world to show respect. Sorry, it's dirty. Show respect to Taj. Thank you, Taj. Movement continues all across the country. Thanks, you guys. He deserves that acknowledgement. We've got quite an upload for you today. Last week I was parked. Well, I wasn't parked here. I stopped here. I stalled here. I ran out of gas. Why could I not take this new Corvette and push it to the gas station that was right there? The dealership was right there. Thank goodness for that. We'll talk about that in our Tech Tuesday segment with Chuck. In addition, we've got some market news for you. The 2023 Z06 Corvette. Are allocations going to be unlimited? Okay, folks, let's talk about some current Corvette market news for you guys. A lot of conversation on the 2023 Z06. Let me play a little clip for you from our channel back in the beginning of November. We were the first ones on the internet to throw out those tentative dates for the 2023 Corvette. Here's that clip real quick. I think where we're going to land, because I'm looking at historicals and what they've been doing and where they're at right now, and I think an educated guess right now puts us 20 to 22,000 cars for the 2022 model year. As we get production updates each and every month, we'll do quick videos like this and share the current status of the marketplace with you guys. As it stands right now, for 2022 Corvette Stingray production coupe and convertible, the last production date will be May 6th. Here we go for 2023. Again, initial report, which still could change. And on this spreadsheet, it does not say Z06, so I'm not sure if they just didn't update the spreadsheet or if in fact this does not even include Z06. But the intention for 2023 coupe and convertible Stingray production begins on May 9th. Now this all happens about 4 to 6 weeks sooner than we normally change and transition over to the next model year. So again, production start for 2023, May 9th. Order entry, as far as the initial release of allocations, that will occur on March 31st. As far as entering pre-orders, that is still to be determined. So yesterday I get a memo from Chevrolet and it looks like the dates are starting to fall into place. These are still tentative, but right now they're telling us dealer order guide will be available for you guys to see, and new options, any new colors and so forth. That'll be published on March 21st. The online configurator from Chevy, where you can build and price the car, will be March 24th. We're assuming the pricing. If they're saying March 24th, by then pricing should be out. And the first order cycle for 2023 Corvette, we're assuming it includes Z06. We'll let you know and confirm that later once Chevrolet does that with us. The first time that we can tag and release orders for build will be March 31st. So March is going to be a busy month because we're also going to be doing our last order cycle for 2022 Corvettes. More conversation as the March timeline approaches. I'm excited to see what Chevrolet's doing once again. The first production Z06 will be auctioned off later this month at Barrett-Jackson. Proceeds are going to be going to the Operation Homefront, which helps military families. Way to go, Chevrolet. You know that car's going to generate $1 million or more. Now, in regards to Z06, we got one little nugget from Chevrolet yesterday talking about Z06 allocation. Some folks are under the impression that it means unlimited Z06s because it says here the ADS system, available day supply allocation, will continue, but Z06 will not be a separate allocation group. We assume that it would be. It always has been. By them doing this, it doesn't mean unlimited Z06s. Here's what I mean. In that given week, say they give you 10 Corvettes to tag and release for production. You say, well, okay, I'm going to tag all 10 for Z06s. Guys, let's face it, there will be constraints. So what I mean by that is, out of the 10 Corvettes they tell you that you can tag and send to production control for build of your customers, out of those 10, there'll be a constraint line that says, out of the 10, you can get 2 Z06s. So why the no separate Z06 allocation group? My take would be on it is so they don't have to give us a letter and say, you get X Stingrays and you get X amount of Z06s. Let's face it, this car has seen everything but an earthquake, strike, part shortages, COVID, tornadoes, fires. My goodness. So over the 3 model years, as we go into 23, I know for our dealership, and every dealership's in the same boat, so I'm not going to whine and complain about it. I mean, it's what it is. We're going to have well over 300 cars that we earned in the letter that Chevy gave us, that you earned, that we never got and we're never going to get. When we talk about changing market conditions, there you go, right there in front of your face. So by saying they're not in a separate allocation group, I think it gives Chevrolet that opportunity to build what they can, as many as they can, but not have the pressure hanging over their head, people looking over their shoulder, blowing them up. Where's my car? Where's my car? How come I didn't get an allocation? You said I was getting this many and I only got this many. Yeah, they're going to build what they can. Well, here's my concern now with that. What if you're, because there's a current constraint for the remaining 22s right now anyways in this month. That may change next month and we'll let you know. So 0 availability for the ZZ3 Stingray Coupe option. That is the engine appearance package. The supplier is discontinuing the carbon fiber operations effective January 31st. So who's making the carbon fiber? Can you imagine? You get your allocation for Z06, everything we went through to get you to that point, and then we got to call you, hey, all that fancy carbon fiber on the inside and the beautiful engine appearance package on that Z06 engine, well, we can't get any of that. But I can order your car without all of that. I would hope that because they featured so much of that carbon fiber, and we know that some of the new clients coming to the marketplace, McLaren, Ferrari, Lambo, are going to want that carbon fiber. And I know some of you nutty Corvette guys out there want as much carbon fiber as you can get. You're really wacky when it comes to the carbon fiber. And if you can't get it, that's going to be a problem. So I'm hoping and only praying that the new supplier is stocked and ready to rock. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll keep you up to date on that. Okay, let me pull up to the shop here. I've got one little bit that I hope that, usually when I ask Chuck to do something kind of silly, he does it because he loves to also entertain you guys. So if he does, get ready to spit your coffee out. We had to get a Tech Tuesday in for you guys. I should have filmed the conversation before we got in the car. Long conversation, confusing brain damage conversation. As you guys saw, I was across the street trying to get gas in the car. I ran out of gas. I had power to the car. I ran out of gas and I could not, well, let me back up for a second. I ran out of gas. I had power to the car. I put the car in neutral. I figured I was going to push it to the gas station. I'm about 200-300 feet away. I'm sorry, is it a little hot?
Yeah, it's a little warm.
A little toasty. It is January.
Well, you know, winter's here.
As soon as I open the door, emergency brake goes on. I can't push the car. So I called Chuck. He's just across the street because Chevy only gave us $1 worth of gas on a new Corvette delivery, and put some gas in it. We were able to get to the gas station. But the question continues to come up. I see this talked about on all kinds of forums and boards and social media. If my car dies or I got to have it towed, how do I put it in neutral? It's almost a near impossibility. We tried the engine on, let it run mode and all that crap, and that's not going to work. Everything he kept saying and referring to in some of the stuff was, engine's got to be running.
Sure.
But we did discover something today that nobody's talked about yet. Actually, Chuck figured it out. So we'll tell you that here in just a second. We'll tell you about that. So I had power. The car stalls. I put it in neutral. You said I could have done what?
Oh, you could have Daisy Duked it.
Daisy Duked?
Yeah, climbed out the window. But as soon as you open the driver's door, you're done.
I'm one of the few guys in my age bracket, number one, that was able to jump over my car. but I know most of my clients aren't going to be able to climb out of the car and push it.
I don't know you could climb out of it.
I don't think I could.
Once you're in it with the steering wheel in your way, and you know, it'd be tough.
So if you had no power, then you manually have to get that park pull tool. You've got to do what to get to that?
To get to that, you have to pull the trunk carpeting and all the interior out of the trunk. I believe you have to pull the air cleaner off of it because you can't get back in there.
Right.
And then you can get to the shift, the mechanical part of the shifter, and manually shift it into neutral.
And then you got to have that special tool.
Yeah.
To manually release that so you can move the car.
Yeah.
Other thing is folks had said, how about some wheel dollies to lift the car up and then move it in that situation. Some tow truck companies do have wheel dollies.
Yep.
But this is a bigger issue than we realize, and it's a safe issue because what he said yesterday, he said because of these stupid kids.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about these stupid kids and why you think that we have going on with these transmissions that we do now.
Well, it's not just the transmissions, it's the automotive industry worldwide, because you got kids out there doing stupid crap, flying out the windows, opening the car doors when the car's driving, doing donuts, this, that, and the other, that the manufacturers have had to step in and say, okay, how can we prevent them from dying?
Absolutely. You're talking about the Kiki challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Kiki, do you love me?
As soon as you open the driver's door, she's going to lock down.
Well, that's exactly what happened.
Your kids don't die.
Right. And I was in neutral. Car died. I had power. And I'm like, okay, I'm coasting. I open the door. As soon as I open the door,
boom, you're done.
Emergency brake went on.
And in park.
Before we tell you how you can get around that, if you had a passenger with you in the vehicle, would you do me a favor?
Yeah.
I don't want you, for some of the folks watching, they don't know what the Kiki challenge is. Could you hop out and give me a little ditty, do me a little square dance, a little hoedown, something?
Sure.
Would I be able to leave the passenger door open and move? Oh, the passenger door could open. It was just the driver's door. Oh, so, okay, hang on, we're gonna do the real Kiki. All right, so let me see what you got there. A little hoedown, a little square dance, a little something. Come on, little Kiki, do you love me? Yeah, baby. Sorry you guys had to see that. Now that's a way to start the new year.
Right?
Hold down, baby. Kiki, I don't even care if I get demonetized on this video. It was worth it for the 5 seconds to watch him do a little Kiki, do you love me? All right, so what we discovered was if you had, this is the key, you got to have power to the car. So I had power to the car. I turned the car off. Before I turned the car off, I was in neutral. Again, if you open up that driver's door, the emergency brake for safety because of the stupid kids, it's going to engage.
Sure.
Chuck said, hey, let me try this. Let me sit in the passenger seat, did the same thing, turned the car off. Before I turned it off, I was in neutral. He opened up the passenger door. It remained in neutral, and we were allowed to move the vehicle. Kind of a weird situation. You don't have to Daisy Duke it.
Well,
I mean,
the car still recognizes that there's a driver behind the wheel because the driver's door didn't open.
okay.
The passenger,
Right.
yeah, they can get out.
All right, a small but a new discovery for you on your C8 Corvette. That's why I love doing the Tech Tuesdays. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And watching you do your little ditty. That was worth all the money in the world.
Worth all the money.
Real quickly here, and then we're going to finish up with some great looking cars for you guys. Tech Tuesday segment, you guys have been sending in a lot of stuff, and I apologize. We really haven't done this on a regular basis. We're trying to get, spring's right around the corner. You're going to have some tech questions. You're going to have some concerns, some troubleshoot problems. I mean, you got a car right now this morning that came in, a 19 Grand Sport that you hear so much about the engine shutter. People think it's that transmission torque converter service, and it wasn't, because this guy said his situation was happening at what?
Well, he said at lower speeds, it had he was complaining about shuddering and seemed like the engine was missing.
Okay.
So we scanned it, had no current codes, no history codes, didn't find anything wrong with it, appeared to be running okay. I go out and drive it. As soon as I start down the road, I know exactly what's wrong with it. It feels like it's missing, it feels like it's shuddering, because it's got 4 bent rims.
Right. And we see that a lot. We've talked about that one. I'll put a link down below, you guys, in case you missed it. When we did a Tech Tuesday, we focused on just the generation C7 Corvette and some things that he's starting to see 4, 5, 6 years into that generation, things that you need to know about, things that may have happened to you and how you can rectify them. But if you're having the transmission shutter issue, it's not at low speeds, it's at highway speeds. That's where you're going to feel it. So low speeds right away, he knew that it was...
Well, it's not even the highway speeds. I felt some of them transmission shutter between anything above 40 mile an hour, you can get that transmission shutter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but you're driving around 20 miles an hour, you're not going to feel it. So you knew it had to been...
Oh yeah, well, I've driven so many of them. As soon as I started down the road, I knew exactly what it was.
All right, we got a couple of emails for you. Okay, Kiki, what you got?
I actually have two here I'm going to combine. One's from David, one's from Lou. They're basically the same question.
Okay.
Lou wants to know, is the new low profile rear wing spoiler, does it have the same bolt pattern as the Z51?
Oh, for 2022. Okay.
Yes, it appears like it does. I haven't had one off, but looking at it, it appears like it has the same one. And then from David, he had two questions. Is the factory low wing spoiler bolt-on or adhesive mounted? It's both. Okay, they've got double-sided tape to hold it in place, and it has bolts and screws that come in from the backside. So it's both. It's double-sided tape, adhesive mounted, and bolt mounted.
Yeah, if you look at that new low spoiler, the TVS spoiler for 2022, it can be added to a regular Stingray or a Z51, and it looks like on the edges it has a little bit of that curvature down into the rear bumper. So we're assuming that it does have the same bolt pattern, and then there is some also adhesive on there as well. This one came from our customer Richard, who bought a Grand Sport from us in 2019. He says it is an absolute blast to drive. I'm having an issue because he turned on the feature, the reverse tilt mirror, the rear view mirrors on the sides of the car. So when you go into reverse, those tilt down. I always hate that because I always drive like this, and then I'm always scooting down trying to look. But some of you like that feature. He says when he puts the car back into drive, though, the mirrors don't come all the way back up. And he says, what should I do? One of two things. I would reset your memory package before you go back to returning to all factory settings. Just reset your memory. Before you actually put it in reverse, get all your stuff set, reset both memories, so that's in there, then put it in reverse, and then go back into drive, see if that works. Maybe go in and turn off that feature, reset the memories, then turn on the feature. That might be a better way to do it. And if that doesn't work, then actually just reset it to factory settings, and yeah, you'll have to reset your memory and your radio settings and that kind of stuff. So Richard, hope you're doing well in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Thanks for watching, thanks for all your support, and glad to hear that you're enjoying your Grand Sport.
The next one here is from Mike. He says he's got a 2021 C8. With the new position and the cold weather, my car's been sitting in the garage on a battery tender for about a month or so. I started it the other day to move it, noticed it was running rough, my check engine light's on, and most distinctly, I smell rotten eggs from the exhaust. Okay, any suggestions, or should I drive it to the local dealer for inspection? I mean, if the is the check engine light on, or is it flashing? If the check engine light's flashing while the vehicle's running, the car's actually missing. And I don't recommend driving it because you can do more damage with it missing. If the check engine light's just on and the car seems to run a little rough, but the check engine light's not flashing, you could probably drive it to the dealer. Just keep an eye, because like I said, when the check engine light's flashing, it's because it's detecting a dead cylinder. And you don't want to drive it with a dead cylinder.
Could be one of two things, you know, and we haven't talked about this in a long time, but when the C8s first came out, remember, they sat in the yard for a while.
Right, and
then
plugs
they came
got carbon.
And there was a soot buildup. Yeah. So, you know, get that car out. If the light's not flashing, he could take it out there and then just keep his foot on the gas, and RPM's right around 2,500 or so?
No, 2,000.
About 2,000?
2,000.
How long should he do that?
5 to 10 minutes and see if it clears up.
Just hold it down there, and that heats it up. It'll burn that stuff off.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of customers say that over the years, where their cars are sitting for even just a short amount of time. You said, what, about a month?
Yeah, a month.
Yeah, so just a short amount of time, that could build up. That could be the issue. The other issue is, and I think the light may be flashing if it was, could be, and we've still seen a few, not many, but a few, valve spring.
Yep. Valve
so
spring,
if it's
valve spring,
making a bad clanging noise and it's running really, really rough,
don't drive it.
I mean, like clanging and clacking, that's a valve spring, brother. So, yeah. And they've changed that procedure over the years, because when valve spring issue first come out in 2020, you had to change both banks.
Yeah, you were replacing them all.
And then in the process of C8 developing, then they would say only change the bank on the side that you have the broken valve spring.
Yep.
And now if you have a broken valve spring, it's
You're replacing the effective valve spring only.
just a one valve spring. So
Yep.
that continues to evolve. So that's an extreme situation, Mike. Hopefully that's not going on for you. You know, like I said, if it's just a check engine light, idle that thing, 2,000 RPMs, 5-10 minutes, and that should do the trick.
Yeah.
I had that on a couple of cars getting ready to deliver.
Oh yeah, I've had them coming off the truck.
Yeah.
Misfire and carrying on.
And as soon as I did that, she was fine.
Yeah.
So you got to drive it like we are now. Last one for you guys real quick, from Earl in Missouri. And sorry, it'd been great if we had this up in the air. He says, next time Chuck's got a C8 up in the air, could you have him point out where the 2 fuel tanks are on the Corvette? Because I don't think a lot of people know that there are 2 tanks on the car. But if you could from inside the car, sir, where are those located?
Right here and right here.
Perfect. There you go. Thank you. Thanks for watching. All right. Leave a comment down below what you think of Chuck's little ditty today, little Kiki. All right. Stupid kids.
Right?
Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. All right, Chuck had to get back to work. What a fun show. Covered a lot of stuff today. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Engage by leaving comments down below. Thumbs up this video. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification. I am ready to do a live video with you guys. A raw live video. Just to have a conversation about a lot of things going on in the marketplace. Take some live phone calls. I got some giveaways. Answer some of your questions in chat. When should I do this? Should I do it on a Thursday night? I got to do it in the evening on the Eastern time, so I'm thinking about 8 o'clock. Do you guys prefer a Thursday night at 8? Do you prefer Friday night at 8 or a Sunday night at 8? A Saturday for that matter too, but either way, let me know one of those days, and then we're going to jump on here and have a live conversation with you guys. And if it goes well, it'll be something that we do as a regular feature on the channel at least once a month. I love that spontaneity. I love the interaction with you guys. Ryan's going to be there helping me field some of the questions and stuff like that. We won't be able to get to them all, you know that, but we'll do what we can. But I want to be able to do that live and broadcast. That's going to be a time conducive to you guys. I'm flexible. I live 2 miles from the dealership, and I'm here all hours of the night. So let me know what you prefer. Thursday night, because we got a lot of folks that watch us on the West Coast and way up north. Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern time is what I'm thinking. Which one of those days work best for you guys? Leave a comment down below. I do appreciate that feedback. And I look forward to talking to you in that live video here like really, really soon based on the feedback that we get today. Don't go yet. This is a car channel. I love showing off cool cars. Sorry, that's the water bottle popping. I love showing off cool cars. I got some great ones for you today. Haven't had one for a couple of weeks. Right now, it's time to check out some of your beautiful rides. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.
Too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you Hindsight is fleeting when your heart's bleeding and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you are the one. And I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you are the one. And I